Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. That's all I heard.
All I hear is blah, 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 yakety smackety.
No.
Anyways,
how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
You look very full from your lunch.
Yes, I had some arroz con pollo.
Oh, yum. Arroz con pollo.
Yes.
Did you take a nap after lunch?
No, I did not.
Oh, man.
I considered it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the worst thing that you can do after eating any kind of a meal, even snacks, is take a nap or go to sleep.
Rest and digest, man. Rest and digest.
But you know, it's like half the people say that, and then the other half say, "Go take a walk." And you took a walk eventually.
Yep. A walk on the wild side. They said, "Hey, sugar, take a walk on the wild side."
Do.
Yep.
I know that song, but I've only heard the little bit of a remake version. I don't want to say who I think sang it because I'll probably be wrong.
I don't remember. I want to say Pixies, but I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. I don't know.
I remember hearing Mark Wahlberg sing it a little bit. So, I just kind of, because you know how I feel about Come On, Swing It, the Funky Bunch. I like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark and the Spunky Bunch.
It's better than the Spiky Punch, but, Anyways, so I'm listening to our episodes because I always try to make sure if there's something like really weird or kind of off kilter, I catch it.
Not funny, strange, funny, ha.
And so there was a couple of things that I did research because guess what? We're almost at the end of the year. 2025 is almost gone. So I was kind of like,
Oh, such a pity.
We had these questions during these episodes. Most of them we've answered. Some of them we have not. So I was just like, I'm going to figure these answers out real quick.
I left 32 open loops, but that was intentional.
I am sure you are singing Guar.
Now, that's a hypnosis, or more accurately, neurolinguistic programming reference.
That is for hypnotic gifts. That is not for after. Oh, wait, this isn't After Dark. Damn it. It's not for conversation. Stop fucking with me. Stop messing me up. Stop being mean to me.
It was all my fault.
Well, it usually is. I mean, fairness be had.
No.
It's not my fault.
Okay.
I'm just awesome just the way I am.
I am an absolute unit of a professional.
I'm an absolute fucking unicorn. Ain't nobody else like me. Thank Jesus.
I recently read a book called To Kill a Unicorn. Or listened to a book, rather. Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, I just read 4 novels last week. So what?
I can't remember.
With my own 2 fucking eyes.
Yeah. I can't remember how many I listened to so far this week.
Probably 8, because you're listening to them on double speed by now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm listening to them pretty consistently on double speed now.
Nice.
Sometimes I'll start off with it at regular. Well, it defaults to regular speed every time. But sometimes I'll actually listen to like 5 or 10 minutes. One day I was like, "Why is this going so slow?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, I just found out today that you could listen to our podcast in double speed.
I mean,
because
I'm pretty sure I told you that.
You probably did, but it doesn't connect in my brain if I'm trying to think of 12 things at once, which I almost always am. Mm-hmm. But I accidentally hit the wrong button. And all of a sudden I'm going, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So, but on an amusing note, I'm like, oh, I need to listen to that in double speed because that probably sounds even funnier. I'm going to go back to the first 5 episodes and listen to them in double speed. Sound like fucking chipmunks on crack or something.
It's not that bad.
It'd be great if it was.
I think you have to get up to like triple speed or something like that before it really alters the voice to that point. I don't remember.
Gotcha. Okay. You want to start with music or movie?
Sure.
Pick one, asshole.
Music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Muzak.
Muzak. Okay, so in one of our episodes, we were talking about Psycho Killer, qui est-ce que c'est? And we were talking about the French lyrics.
The heads.
The heads of talking, yes.
Yes.
The talking heads, led by the wonderful David Byrne. Okay, so we were talking about what exactly does that French say?
Mm-hmm.
And I got confused, and I said, oh, I don't know. I looked at it, and I think it means this, but I had all this research, so I don't know. So I researched it today. What does it actually mean? Qui est-ce que c'est? It means, what is it? And then,
okay, that
que
sounds about right.
j'ai fait ce soir-là means what I did that night. That's his next line in French.
Okay.
Qui est-ce que c'est is the constant psycho killer. Qui est-ce que c'est? He says that on every single time, but then you've got your different, it's in every chorus, right?
Okay.
So then you got your different phrases. So then he says, que qu'elle a dit ce soir-là, and it means what she said that night. And then the next French line is, réalisant mon espoir, means realizing my hopes. And then the little
skeet.
oh, skeet. Right? Okay. And then the last line is je me lance vers la gloire.
I did not.
It means I launch myself towards glory.
Mm.
So it's funny because when we were talking about psycho killers, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck it means. It's about getting laid, which is an interpretation of it, but it is not the correct interpretation of it.
Mm.
According to the writers who wrote this, who wrote this song, it was written by David Byrne, Chris France, and Tina Weymouth. And Tina Weymouth actually chose the French words that went in there. She came up with the concept. They came up with the concept of using French, and she came up with the lines that were in French.
Okay.
So yeah, it's so crazy because when you say it in English, it's like it doesn't have the same impact as listening to it in French, but it literally is what I did that night, what she said that night, realizing my hopes, I launched myself towards glory. I'm like, those are all I got laid phrases.
Yeah.
That was not the intent or the idea behind the song. The intent and idea behind the song, according to David Byrne, who started the song and came up with the song and then co-wrote it with the others, was it's about the thoughts of a serial killer, and it was inspired by Norman Bates of Psycho.
I mean,
so
that all makes sense too.
It does make sense when you see it in that context.
Mm-hmm.
So the English version is him in his mask, and then the French lyrics are supposed to be representing his serial killer thoughts.
Mm.
And I'm like, why couldn't it just been about openly and blatantly be about getting laid? I mean, it was made. This fucking song was created before I was even fucking born.
I mean, the term pussy slayer didn't exist then. So it actually makes more sense for it to actually be about a psycho killer than.
Yeah, fair. fair.
Oh, sad face.
Oh, fine. Look what I have here. So when I did that, then, because we had also talked about, because I just recently listened to the episode that dropped today as of the recording of this, but I just recently listened to It's an Epic Battle, all about epic rap battles.
Oh,
history. Oh, yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. So you had asked me, what does the French say? So on the YouTube, my YouTube still says nonsensical French.
Oh yeah,
what is Napoleon Bonaparte saying in his French speak?
Versus Napoleon Dynamite.
So he says, Sacre bleu, jas intite et ferai scumbar les piques d'agots. Which means, holy heavens, you have a head that can blow off manhole covers. So now that you know what it means, you could listen to it, the whole thing in English yourself. I don't know if it fits in there or not, but I think it's genius.
I think it does kind of, yeah.
I think it's a very genius play because, David Byrne and the Talking Heads, it's like we are still singing that song 50 something years later, 55 years later. We're still singing that song. It still catches our attentions. It's really still a very requested song out there. It takes people out of their comfort level, which is really great.
It does.
Yeah, because they don't understand what they're saying, so they don't know if they're saying something naughty or not. When really, they're not really saying anything.
Like that, what is that song? It's like voulez-vous something.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
C'est soi.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Right, Lady Marmalade. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a guac, guac, guac song, all right.
Wop, wop, wop. Macaroni in a pot. Anyways, so those are the ones I looked up because it takes a little while to do the translate. Although I'll give AI this with Google having it now built in automatically. It doesn't dive. It doesn't do an AI deep dive, but AI does a quick scan. Yeah. And so it was a lot easier for me to say, I want to know what these lyrics translate to, and it to bring the whole thing up. Here are your 3 lines, and here are your 3 stanzas. Yeah. And this is what each one of them means. Boom, boom, boom. So it was really nice. And of course, I went back to the epic rap battles of history.com wiki fandom thingy majiggy. And what's really cool about the secondary site that it took me to, which is part of the wiki fandom, because it has all of the information, is the meaning behind each of the lyrics for every single song.
Oh, cool. Is that like, what is it? Lyrics Genius or something like that?
No,
or
it's a wiki fandom page dedicated to epic rap battles of history.
That's cool.
And it talks about each one of the epic rap battles, and then you can look at who started and who did what. You can read all of the lyrics, and then beyond that, not only can you read all of the lyrics, but you can read the meaning behind each one of them.
Explanations. Yeah, because sometimes they're very surface level. Sometimes there's like really deep meaning behind what they're saying.
Well, it's really neat, especially the Napoleon versus Napoleon was really neat because it was very like they were very specific where they pulled their stuff from. Like this part of the movie, like they said this about Pedro because of that about Pedro, and he said this was what Dynamite said to Bonaparte because of this about his exile to the island. And so it was really neat because it's a really fun way, I think it can be, if people are advantageous with it. People can learn some really interesting history things.
Yeah, because like they actually have a lot of good historical references in every one of the rap battles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
those guys are kind of genius.
I'm like, I have to go back because we're going to have to do an epic rap battle part 2 because I think we've got to go through the seasons. I don't, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, it was too fun. It was too fun re-listening to It's an Epic Battle. It was just too fun because I can hear your excitement. And then, of course, I'm excited when the almighty I know everything ego gets stopped because you don't. So,
I don't actually know everything, and I don't actually believe I know everything.
Right, but you certainly do pretend to. And you do it well because your ego is...
It's because I do actually kind of know everything.
You're going to get whiplash with your head fucking lying back into a wall. Jesus Christ. But anyways...
You're like a pancake. You flip-floppity. Anyway.
So I am Chuck fucking Norris. Anyways, we're not doing epic rap battles today per se. I did that because it was just like these are things where you're like, what does that mean? So I thought, well, we probably should figure out what the fuck all this is and kind of wrap these questions up because our first season is going to be, ending someday.
Yeah.
But this year, 2025, we are, T-minus like 40 days and counting. There's like 31
as of recording this.
Yeah. When it comes out, when this episode should come out.
Should be in mid-December.
Dude, we're T-minus 3 days till the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we have 3 more days. So I wanted to answer some of these questions because, when I go through and I listen to our podcast, like I said, I want to make sure I'm not saying the same thing twice. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't mind saying the same thing like Elder Scrolls sucks. I don't mind saying some of the same things, and I'm not letting it go. It'll be another 15 years, and you're welcome.
Well, first of all, you only tried to play one fucking game in the entire series.
Yeah.
And failed at it.
I did, sir.
Wind her up.
I did not fail.
Oh, fucking Christ.
I didn't fail.
Yeah.
You gonna piss yourself laughing?
Nope. It's a good thing I went and pee earlier.
It's probably a good thing that you're right next to your desk because you're about to fucking pass out from air loss.
Oh, this chair has armrests, so I won't fall out.
Why?
Because
I did not fail.
Because Jean-Luc had to die.
That's not my problem. Anyways, I'm moving on.
Sort of. In the conversation, you're moving on.
I'm moving forward because I did not fail Elder Scrolls. The game makers failed.
You almost got root beer spat at you.
I swear to Jesus, I'd be so freaking mad. I would be like, you could mop the whole fucking office now. I didn't vacuum in here today. I was naughty. I did the living room and the kitchen, but I didn't vacuum in here because I had laundry to do. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so moving on. So that's what the meaning.
Anyway, carry on.
So that is the meaning. Those are the definitions. That's what they're actually saying in Psycho Killers. And the thought process of why that song was created and behind it. So I'm guessing just by the fact that it's based off of Norman Bates, that I'm guessing maybe he likes serial killer stuff. He likes some killer stuff.
Maybe he just likes Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I don't really care either.
Which, I mean, most of that stuff is...
You know, it would be kind of interesting.
Early horror movies, I guess.
You know what's funny? And I'm not going to rile you up about it too much. But I was going to say, wouldn't it be really kind of interesting to see people redo some Alfred Hitchcock movies? But then I remembered, oh, yeah, you recently had a rant and rave on an episode about nobody having original thought process and not creating their own things. Which, duh.
Yeah, I mean, and they have had some remake, at least of, what's it called? The Bates Motel movies. Psycho, yeah.
But it would be interesting if
they... television show that they did, or was it a movie?
Yeah, it had the Alfred Hitchcock Hours or Hitchcock Presents or something. Yeah. But it's, I don't know. It was interesting to read. Anyways, I'm moving on.
Okay.
Because I'm nice like that. So we had talked about guilty pleasures.
Yes. It was one of the earlier ones we did.
That is very correct. It was one of our, held as our most popular episode for like 3 fucking weeks. Because y'all are a bunch of dirty birdies. Anyways. So because we talked about Evil Dead, and there wasn't really there was a little bit of indecision in your voice, in your answers about that. But I thought it'd be nice for you as we get towards the end of 2025 that I show you love and respect, that I did some Evil Dead research.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you, because you should know this. What's Ash's full name? This one I don't think you're going to get.
I should know this because I've watched the television series.
You should.
And they bring it up there because you meet his old man, his dad, who's played by Lee Majors, which is fucking awesome.
The Bionic Man is awesome.
Yeah.
Or was he the $1 Million Man? Doesn't matter. It's Lee Majors.
It's the same thing.
Okay. Anyways.
Now somebody's going to be mad at me. I remember it's Ashley is his actual name, not Ash.
That is correct.
But I don't remember what his last name. I keep wanting to say Campbell, but that's the name of the actor.
That's the name of the actor.
Ashy Slashy. I don't remember.
Okay, so in the TV series, because I could not find. All right, listen, Linda. Evil Dead is not my thing, so I didn't want to read yet another 2 hours about Evil Dead.
Yeah, fair enough.
I already spent an hour and a half. It was too much. Did they ever explain why he's named the way he's named?
I don't know.
Because I couldn't find an answer. I just found the character's actual name.
Yeah.
And I'll probably end up going back and researching the character a little bit further to see about it. But so you give up. You don't know what his name is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember his sister's name is either.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Ashley Joanne Williams.
Oh, wow.
Ash J. Williams.
Okay.
So this is why I was like, did they explain why his name was that? Because it's definitely Joanne, because it's Ashley, Ashley, Joanne, Joanne. That's Joanne.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not
Williams.
Johan.
I mean, unless that's how they pronounce it, or Joan. But
Yeah.
the common American spelling leads it to be spoken as
Joanne.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would. Yeah. It's definitely not Johan. Because it's spelled differently.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Maybe they do. I don't think so, though. Because he does have several conversations with his father.
Mm-hmm.
In the second season of the show. I think it's second, maybe third season of the show.
I thought it was somewhere in the first season where somebody says Ashley and he says, "Don't call me that, call me Ash." But I might be thinking of a clip I saw of a movie or something. Who fucking knows? Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know who created the Evil Dead franchise?
Oh, I don't remember. I can't think of the dude's name, but I do know that him and Bruce Campbell are friends from college and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't remember.
Sam Raimi.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Now, do you know what the precursor is? You know, I'm going to give you an easy one. What's Ash's catchphrase?
Give me some sugar, baby.
No, that's Boba Hip Tip.
What? That's not Boba Hep.
I don't know. That's not Ash's catchphrase. What is? He has one word catchphrase.
Hail to the king, baby.
It's not that either. According to Sam Raimi,
Oh, let's get the fuck out of here.
Ash's catchphrase is groovy.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. Groovy.
It's like you're doing all the other ones because he keeps trying to change it, but he always goes back to his actual catchphrase is groovy.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
First you want to kiss me. First you want to kill me. Now you want to kiss me. Blow.
Anyways, so Sam Raimi is the creator of the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah.
Do you know what the precursor is from Sam Raimi for the Evil Dead?
The prequel?
And how he got to doing the Evil Dead?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the very first movie and the second movie are almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same movie. And it's because of some of the choices he made in the first movie, he kind of want to rectify with the second one because he was kind of angry and bitter when he made the first movie. He had just had a bad breakup or whatever.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why the fucked up shit that happens to the ladies in that movie is because of that. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So the precursor to all of everything in the Evil Dead franchise world is a short film called Within the Woods. And it was filmed with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. And it was just a short synopsis that they put together of their idea of the Evil Dead to try to sell it to get funding to get it made.
Ah, nice.
So the very first film that debuted in 1979 was called The Evil Dead.
Okay, yeah.
Or it was filmed in 1979.
Okay.
But it did not premiere until 1981. And my guess on that, because I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. But then remembering what I could of these movies, I was like, oh, but it kind of would make sense in the fact that they have to do the special effects and everything. And that would take time because there's a whole lot of splicing and layering back in the day. It's not all digitized like it is now.
Yeah, I mean, most of the things that they did at least in the first two were practical effects.
Yeah.
A large amount of them in the Army of Darkness, also practical effects, almost all the enemies. There's a few that probably aren't, but yeah, it's almost entirely practical effects.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you actually do read about this because it alludes to the fact that it's like, oh, you got a bunch of splicing and layering to go on here, and then it looks like there might have had to be a bunch of voiceover work. But then there's also the fact that, well, the funding was a little bit sporadic. So
Yeah.
they probably had to pay off vendors to get shit back to them. Who knows? Or to, because I mean, that's how it used to work. If you did a movie that was backed by somebody, you had to pay a certain amount. They had to pay a certain amount. And if you're working another job to be able to pay for the studio time to do the editing and all of this, it might be 3 or 4 months in between, but I didn't find a definitive answer. But it was filmed in 1979, but it was not released until 1981. And that is so crazy to me.
I remember right after I came back to Washington, I was at the library, and they had a cassette book on tape, basically, version of a book on basically making your own movies. And it was based in the time when they were still using film. So it was like maybe the early 80s.
Yeah.
Because at that time they were shifting over to VHS or whatever, especially independent
when they were still
people.
on like Super 8 and 16.
Yeah.
And
the one of the chapters they were talking about renting cameras and then basically buying, I can't remember, it was like used ins or something like that. Basically, whenever somebody films on actual film, they would cut the film.
Yes.
And then there would be leftovers. And basically,
you buy those used pieces and you slice them all together.
Yeah. But when they were talking about renting the cameras, they were talking about like $2,500 to rent a camera for a fucking weekend. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No wonder VHS took off so fucking fast.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to rent these cameras that were worth all this money, I think it worked out to about $1,200 a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's very interesting. And, so anyways, yeah, I was just like, wow, I didn't even know there was a precursor to the Evil Dead.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought that was the original one was like his, almost like his college capstone.
Yeah. Nope. It was literally within the woods. And so it was interesting. So the second one was called Evil Dead 2, not The Evil Dead, but Evil Dead 2. And I think the little bit I read about it, because again, I'm not a fan. I did this for you, brother. It's all good. But the little bit I read is like basically Ash just keeps making the same mistakes over and over and thinks he can change them. Because he keeps putting himself in the same situation, like, I don't know, going back to the haunted cabin, the possessed demonic cabin.
And reading from the same fucking book over and over.
Because he can make it different this time.
Yeah.
Dummy.
I mean,
So that
that's
one.
half the point, though.
Yeah. So that one was put out in 1987.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you have the one that I've only seen about half of, to be honest with you, and I've said this before, is Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
But it, again, was filmed in 1991, but it wasn't released until 93. So there has to be something that goes on with either the budgeting or the editing of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super crazy. But did you know that there's more? Did you know that there's more in the Evil Dead universe than just those 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got Evil Dead, put out in 2013, which was a complete reboot of the original The Evil Dead.
Yeah, they attempted to reboot it.
They attempted, you know, what's funny is I'm pretty sure I actually saw either that one or the next one, which was Evil Dead Rise, that was put out in 2020. Nope, it was Evil Dead. As soon as I read the year, Evil Dead, I saw the reboot, most of it.
Yeah, that one they tried to basically replace him with a woman.
Yes.
They were in the phase of replacing every male character with a female character.
Yes, because, we can't go out and create these independent, strong female characters on our own anymore.
Yeah, heaven forbid you make another thing like the Aliens series.
Right, or go, She-Ra's this strong female character, even though she's based on He-Man, so what can we do to get a strong woman? Oh, wait, I don't know. Anyways, so then, like I said, Evil Dead Rise came out in 2023. Did you know there's another Evil Dead coming?
Is it just breathing hard? No. I did not know that. I knew that those two, because the second one of those actually occurs in England. So one of the things with the Evil Dead franchise is that it doesn't require Bruce Campbell because it's a worldwide phenomena, right?
That is correct.
It occurs throughout history. So you don't have to have Bruce Campbell.
Right.
So, but it kind of does depend on Bruce Campbell, and it doesn't, because the fans want more Bruce Campbell,
of course,
basically. And the television series actually did a really good job of setting up potentially replacements for Bruce Campbell.
Sure.
Because the younger lady that's in the show and the young Hispanic dude that's in the show would be excellent to carry on
the mantle.
If Bruce Campbell died in the show,
right?
Them carrying on the mantle, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because at least there was a passing of the torch.
Yeah. Okay.
At the same time, like I said, it doesn't require Bruce Campbell. So, like, you could have other time periods or whatever with completely unrelated characters doing similar stuff.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that you say that, because I believe it was Army of Darkness. They were talking about an alternate ending to the way that it ended. Because apparently the way Army of Darkness ended, spoiler alert, was that he was told he needs to take 6 drops of something. He needs to have 6 drops of something. Anyways.
I don't remember drops of something. I remember that he had to recite a phrase, which he fucked up. Klaatu Verata Nictu. It was nickel.
Anyway, yeah, I'm lost. So, the alternate ending, there was supposed to be an alternate ending where he takes 6 drops of a liquid to put him back where he needs to be. He accidentally does 7, and he gets transported through time into like 1930s London or something. Yeah. And the reason they scrapped it is because it just came across to the people who, you know how they do the study groups. It came off as just too depressing and boring. So people lost interest, and they were worried that was going to make them lose interest in the entire franchise. So that's a fun fact about that. But in Evil Dead Reboot in 2013, he does have a post-credit scene. Ash does show up in a post-credit scene and pretty much just says his catchphrase, groovy. Groovy. Yes, and then in Evil Dead Rise, he is featured not visually, but voice only. And so again, they use his voice to say, he voiced like a couple different characters, but one of them for sure you could clearly hear was Ash's voice was on a phone call or something. And I don't know, because it's not my bag. But
yeah, I've not seen either of those last two movies that were made.
Gotcha. But the next new Evil Dead coming out will be called Evil Dead Burn, and it's expected in June or July of 2026.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and
that means it should be actually done. They're just in post-production stuff.
That is, they just wrapped.
Allegedly.
They just wrapped filming on October 17th of this year.
Okay.
So that is when they're anticipating it being ready to go, and I believe that they are actually going in time or something. I didn't read too much about it because I was just like, that doesn't make sense what they're saying, but whatever.
I mean, he has jumped through time several times.
Right.
Like the end of the second movie put him back in time where the third movie happened, Army of Darkness. And then at the very end of Army of Darkness, he got booted back to at that time, the present time. And then the television series happens after that point.
That is correct. So Ash versus the Evil Dead was a TV series that was premiered on Starz from 2015 to 2018. It had 3 seasons with a total of 30 episodes, and it's set literally 30 years after the end of Army of Darkness. Yeah. And it's just to kind of give you an update on Ash's life and the shenanigans he's up to and all of that.
The fucking nonsense.
Right. Yeah. But have you heard that still currently under development, it was announced in a while back, but still under development, is an animated series featuring Ash, voiced by Bruce Campbell.
That would be awesome because he could keep doing that for a real long time. Although I don't know how much he actually wants to keep doing it.
He wants to keep the character alive through voice acting. So I believe it was announced in 2022 that they're working on an animated version of Ash and the Evil Dead, or versus Evil Dead. Well, the update that came out in 2024 from Bruce Campbell was like, look, Everybody wants me to go back and be in these movies. Listen to me. My voice hasn't aged as much as my body.
Yeah, he was complaining about like
he's like, I am too old to be in movies anymore. He's just like, but my voice works just fine. And so he did clarify that even though it will be the Ash J. Williams character, it's not going to necessarily be reflective of the TV show or the movies or about Evil Deads. I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me, but it's not going to follow the same storyline as Ash versus the Evil Dead. It's going to have a completely different storyline. So is he going to go back? Is it going to be shenanigans in the middle? I don't know. Will it ever come out? Don't know. They've been working on it for years now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I thought that was interesting, but I thought it was super funny that Bruce Campbell was like, look, I know you guys want me to get in and reprise this role as Ash Williams. It's just not happening. Now, can you persuade him with enough money? Sure. I'm sure you could. Almost anybody can be persuaded to. I could be persuaded to be on camera for 5 minutes for enough money. You could. I mean, it's like, what part of me is a different thing. Like my middle finger. Hell yeah, it's right there for you. But it's interesting because Bruce Campbell is he's 67 years old this year.
Okay.
So Bruce Campbell is 67 and he doesn't feel like he can be in front of the camera anymore because his body's taken a beating.
Yeah.
Right? Keanu Reeves is 64 years old and he's still out going, ha ha, doing John Wick type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's funny when you see Keanu Reeves off camera and they show clips of him walking around. You can see that some of these high action impact movies have really wore on his body. But it's interesting to me that they're so close in age, but they have vastly different takes on what they can and cannot do.
Well, one of them is Asian, so.
Who?
Keanu.
He's Hawaiian, you dumb shit. Well, I guess that is kind of an Asian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
They age better.
I think he just ages better from clean living. You don't hear him in these.
Well,
you didn't hear him in any of the Charlie Sheen Tiger Blood stories.
He did smoke cigarettes.
He used to. I don't think he does anymore. I don't think his wife would let him do that. Because you did hear he got married, right?
Yes. Actually, I watched because I saw some of the things people talking about them together before they actually got married and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then because there were like rumors that they were dating, even though when they first started being
when they
seen
first
in
met,
public,
they were just
friends.
Artistic creators. Yeah.
And in fact, he was married, I think, already.
No, he wasn't. He never did marry Jennifer Syme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had a few girlfriends, but him and Jennifer Syme, they were engaged to be married. She gave birth to their daughter stillborn, so their daughter died, and then she committed suicide like a year after their daughter died. And so he never really did any super serious romances. He didn't marry anybody else. He doesn't have any other children. He met his wife Alexandra like 20 or 20 something years ago, and they've been friends ever since, but they've actually been apparently dating for like the last 6 to 10, somewhere in that range. It depends on what outlet you read and where you read it at. But I don't fucking care, because all I care about is I think he's a good example of good human, and congratulations to him, and good on him. I mean, I can't. Obviously, you know my personal history, so I understand where he's coming from for part of that. And but I mean, I can't imagine having that much grief for that long that you didn't let yourself get attached in other ways. And that's kind of sad.
I mean, you also got to kind of think about the position that he's in as far as being a public figure and a wealthy person. Both of those will cause you to be kind of reluctant, let's say, for dealing with other people on an intimate level, because you never know what they actually want. Right. So I think that's part of the reason why he never.
Well, he's Canadian. That's the biggest reason, probably.
I
think you know what? I don't really care what his reason is. I just hope it's not just from grief. Yeah. I hope he understands that, everybody has a purpose on this planet for something. And whether that is to be a good friend, a good son, a good daughter, like whatever, everybody's got their purpose to play. And that's up to you to discover throughout your life. whatever his purpose is, I think personally, because he gives his money away like most people change their underwear every fucking day. Except for you nasty ass fuckers that only change it once a week. Ugh. Anyways.
Hey, those are perfectly good.
He gives a So you wore yesterday's underwear again today, huh?
I mean, I did have to wash them.
Okay. Anyways, but he's good human. That's all I care about with Keanu.
He's definitely good people.
He is. But I did find that fascinating, and it took me a minute to think about going, wait a minute, like Keanu Reeves is like 64. 62, 64. I'm like, they're so close in age. What a different perspective to have. Keanu, obviously, hey, he has his limits because, but he still likes to do his own stunts when he can. But he's just, he did an interview in the last year and a half where he's like, it is getting harder, but I try to do what I can.
Yeah.
It takes me, he says, it takes me a little bit longer to learn it and get through it, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the goal in life, is to keep trying. There's people you and I know that it's just like you kind of want to slap them really hard and say, you have more value than you realize, and you are worth getting up and taking those steps. Mm-hmm. You're worth getting up and changing your diet. You're worth getting up and putting the effort in. But if they don't fucking see their own value, I can't change that.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. I mean, I know that I'm trying to recognize my own value. And that's why I'm cutting back on sugar. That's why I'm paying attention to what goes in my body. It's just why I've cut things out of my life, because it's just like, I don't need things that make me hate myself.
Yeah.
Period. Anyways, so the three people who've been involved in the Evil Dead franchise, one way, shape, or form, from beginning till now, and especially the original run, is the creator Sam Raimi. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Bruce Campbell. Mm-hmm. And then what's really interesting is Sam Raimi has a brother named Ted who's been in one form or another all of the movies. So I thought that was really interesting, because they're the only three that are repetitive for the first three movies, and then part of the second run of movies. Mm. So it's really kind of cool.
Nice, yeah.
So see that? I actually did some stuff. And there was one more other thing to update on. Because I'm brilliant. I'm on it today. Oh, my God.
What?
Right. A psycho killer. First, I played with Mommy. Then I played with Zed.
Now I want to play with you.
Okay.
Creepy ass fucking kid.
That's right.
Off with his head.
Dance till you're dead. Anyways, so the actor who portrays Gage, his name is Miko Hughes.
He's got to be at least in his 30s, probably in his 40s now.
He is 39 years old this year.
Hey.
He was born in 1986.
Boo. Anyway.
Pet Sematary was filmed and put out for viewership in 1989.
Okay.
That kid did the movie when he was 3 years old. Put that in your mind. You have grown ass adults that can't say, hold the cheese on their burger to save some calories, and you've got a 3-year-old who's like nailing his fucking lines.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it is so amazing because he did this movie with an absolutely iconic actor of his days, and that's Fred Gwynne. And do you remember what Fred Gwynne was most famous for?
I know I'm going to be upset by not remembering. He was the one who played Zed, right? Or Ned.
Jed.
Mm-hmm. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Yeah, I don't remember.
Herman Munster from the Munsters.
Yep.
He was very famous for that. And he did tons of different theater, stage, movies, TV shows, and everything. But it was his most iconic role for him. And that was playing Herman Munster, because he got to portray, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a big guy with very unique looks and
Boy, the long face.
Right. But he got to do this character that was really this monster that was more humane than most people. So can you imagine being able to hold your fucking own at 3 years old with Fred Gwynne and Dale Mitkiff? And I had her name in my head and I didn't write it down, and it's out. I'm sorry, Denise Crosby. Thank you. Lieutenant Yar from Star Trek The Next Generation. That's who played his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine holding your own with all of those people at 3 years old and just being like, okay, mommy, I'm done playing. I want McNuggets and a nap. And anybody who hasn't seen the original Pet Sematary from 1989 should go and watch it, because they've rebooted it, obviously.
Oh, they did a remake. I remember there was a Pet Sematary 2 with the kid from Terminator 2.
Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do any research about any sequels. I didn't do any. I just saw that there was talking about a reboot that was done in like 2000 and something or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. I was more fascinated by the fact, and it really stuck with me. 3 years old.
Stop giving Stephen King all the money. Start making some new fucking movies.
Yeah, let's make some Dresden movies. Seriously, let's make some Dresden.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Some Dresden and some Alaron Kong movies.
I don't know about Alaron Kong. I haven't read any of his stuff, so I don't know about that.
It's good.
I don't know about that. But I do know that, so Miko Hughes, he's had this kind of like little bit back and forth career. He starred on Full House between 1991 and 1995 as Michelle Tanner's friend Aaron.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. So it's so crazy. So between that kid has just, it's by time he was 20, he had more acting experience than a lot of the kids that are in Stranger Things now. Before, because that's their first, a lot of them, that's their first gig is Stranger Things. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy, but they're also older than him by the time he gets all the experience they have now.
Yeah.
And he's one of those brainiac kids, and it's just disgusting. But yeah, I believe it's either Miko John or Miko James. I don't know where my other notepad went with it all written down better, because I really got stuck on that thought. 3 years. Man, you know what was happening when I was 3 years old? Grandma, no. I've been potty trained for a lot longer than that. No. Grandma, give me coffee. I go garden with Grandpa. That's me at 3 years old. That's me having my morning Dixie cup full of coffee, which was literally a teaspoon of sugar, 3/4 or better of milk, and like 3 tablespoons of coffee. Like literally, it was milky coffee. But my grandmother always made my own coffee, and we'd go down, we'd do stuff in the garden, and then we'd come up and we'd have a coffee break. I would tell my grandpa when it was time to have a coffee break, and we'd march back up the hill, because you've seen the hill. Mm-hmm. We'd march back up the hill and we'd have our coffee break, or we'd have our lunch. And it was funny because I remember several times we'd come back up from a coffee break. And mind you, when you're 3, 4, 5 years old and you're traipsing up and down that hill several times a day and running around chasing chickens and ducks and geese, and then, checking the garden for problems and watering everything. When you're doing all that, when you're that age, you get really tired really quick. So I can remember several times my grandfather going, "You ready to go back down, Jenny Jeans?" No, it's time for a nap. So I've never shied away from a nap until I think it was about 8 and I didn't want naps anymore. Mm-hmm. Now as an adult, I crave naps. I don't let myself have them very often. And that's just because instead of napping, I fill my time with reading for, my brain. The brains. The brains. So yeah, we're getting to the end of 2025. And I thought, because I was just like, I could hear the curiosity in your voice. And then of course even though it's not my thing, I was just like, why is the Evil Dead so important to you? But, so I got you some histories. I'm nice sometimes-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching that series when I was in my sort of mid to late teens.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, it would have made more sense if you said you'd seen it for the first time in your 20s, because I don't think your grandparents necessarily would have wanted you to, be watching that kind of stuff. But then again, if you're at your mid to late teens, then
yeah, I was hanging out with friends, and
I
mean that was
going to the strip club.
Yeah, that was before that. That was probably one of the tamer things that we watched, because we watched The Faces of Death. And
we're not going to promote that series. That I'd rather watch Gwar than The Faces of Death again.
I mean, Gwar is very satirical.
Yeah.
I mean,
Faces of Death was very real. There's a
Yeah.
lot of it that's very real.
it's a lot of it is actual footage.
Yes, there was a few things I saw and I was just like, but you know, it was one of those morbid curiosities where it's just like, this is fake, and you convince yourself it's fake. And then once you see some of it and you go, wait a minute, and then you rewatch. My ex-husband and I were obsessed with it because I think that's what kind of turned me on to serial killers, because I remember the last one I watched was like horrific, and it was very abusive to monkeys.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure you know exactly what episode I'm talking about. And I remember thinking, people who can do that, I want to make sure I see those people coming from a mile away. And from then on, I switched from the Faces of Death and Masks of Death and all that, switched off of it. And then it was, I want to know about serial killers. I want to know about I want to know about human behavior so I can watch out for these people.
Well, I want to say that the thing with the monkeys, I mean, a lot of those people weren't part of this culture, but the place where that was taking place, it was a cultural thing.
Yeah, it just the shock value of it all is just too much for me.
Yeah.
It's just like there's like, look, I am a carnivore, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I would much rather do things humanely than do what they did to those monkeys. There's going to be somebody going, wait, what's his Faces of Death? Don't watch it. It is not worth it.
User discretion is advised.
I advise you don't watch any of it because it will give you nightmares. If you can still have nightmares, it'll give you nightmares. If you don't like gore, if you're squeamish, I mean, I will say there was one that I did think was great. There was one I saw, and it was a prisoner. It was a prisoner who was in prison for essays against children. And he got eaten by an alligator. So that was pretty cool to watch an alligator eat him. That was pretty cool. Otherwise,
escape and ended up in the swamp and got
yeah. I mean, and obviously it was like, I don't know, somewhere in the Amazon or whatever. They were, but like, it was funny because the guy's screaming, obviously in a type of Spanish language, help me. And they're just like, puck it. The jailers are just looking at him and they're like, eh. They didn't even try to shoot him to put him out of his misery, because by the time they caught up to him, literally the whole leg was engulfed and the guy's just like, hip. Yeah. Ooh. Anyways, do not watch it. It's not worth it. Go watch a serial killer documentary. Go learn about what your neighbors are really up to late at night, which I imagine that some of the neighbors around here all of a sudden seeing the lights on at night around here, like, 1 or 2 in the morning, are kind of like, the fuck's going on over there all of a sudden? Because I used to, if I was going to watch TV at night, and I don't know why, obviously we're all in our own separate households, right? But I would close the blinds before I'd turn the TV on if I was going to watch it in the middle of the night. Like, I'm going to disturb anybody else in their house. I don't know why I thought I would.
I prefer to have fucking blinds or whatever, curtains closed, regardless of what I'm doing.
Sorry. As soon as you say, I see Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman putting on his rain slicker, talking about Huey Lewis in the news as he's getting ready to kill Jared Leto. Sorry.
Best thing that ever happened to Jared Leto.
You need to get over the fact that he's fucking hot, that he is awesome and he's hot and he's talented. He's got more talent in his little finger. Oh, he's got the smallest of all dicks. But it doesn't change the fact that he's a great actor and a very functional singer, and he's very loved by me. I think you just give me a hard time because I love him so much.
Any fucking way.
You mad, bro?
No.
I could definitely tell you did not like him as a Joker, because when we were talking about that on 4 Batmans, you're like...
Yeah, fuck that.
He did so good, though.
Walk. Are you proud of me, Daddy?
Macaroni in a pot. Wop, wop, wop.
Are you proud of me, Mommy?
You just mad because he banged Cameron Diaz and you never have. Yeah. I mean, she's no Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I'm not a Cameron Diaz fan.
I'm okay with her. I thought she was funny in Charlie's Angels. But yeah, I prefer Charlize Theron hands down.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know.
Or Uma Thurman. Nope.
Oh, but do you remember who Maya Hawke is now though?
Who?
I'm gonna hurt you. Uma Thurman's daughter, Maya Hawke. Robin from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys have a great day.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, that's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.